we are down to our final 8 drivers in the First Wars, a couple of which we wouldn't expect to have got this far, and a couple of which we're surprised are actually getting this far. As always, I'm your host, Rob Allen, and this is the First Wars semi-final. Only 4 spots are available in the Grand Final, each more likely to get through than the next, and I really can't wait to see how this episode is going to go down. The question is, who is going to make it through? Who's your money on? Well, we're going to start things off with Chris Lowley versus Carl Goodjohn. Chris Lowley on the maximum amount of points that anyone can earn here in the tournament so far. Carl Goodjohn didn't come into this competition feeling confident. Is this where he comes to an end? Well, let's find out. We're away. Here we go. Over the jump, and it's Carl Goodjohn out in front. Chris Lowley trying to get past, and it's Carl Goodjohn taking it 1-0. Good driving and good jumping there from both drivers. Chris Lowley on the back leg. But, like I said a moment ago, he has got the maximum amount of points that can possibly be earned in the tournament so far. I'm not going to be disheartened by this. Over the jump, who's going to get around the corner first? Chris Lowley out in front, but Carl Goodjohn with the slam of the door makes it 2-0. Beautiful driving there from the Lotus driver, and the Jaguars feeling the pressure. This is the biggest amount of pressure he's had to feel so far in this tournament. All Carl Goodjohn's got to do is cross the line once more, and we will be then on through to the Grand Final for Carl Goodjohn if he does it. Over the jump and around the corner, and he's going to bring it in. He's going on to the Grand Final, and Chris Lowley is out. What a shock. Chris Lowley was looking to be the favourite of the competition after his solid performances, but he's now out. Okay, in the second round of the semi-finals, it's Jessica Carr versus Benny Carlson. 2 drivers that are doing extraordinarily well in this tournament. Jess has never made it this far in any of our competitions on this channel. Benny Carlson has made it to a semis before. He'll be wanting to go all the way through to the Grand Final again. Jess lost it a little bit there, and it's 1-0 to Carl Goodjohn. Round the corner there from Benny. Jess just went that little bit too high up the bank, put her off her line, but she still crosses the line. Remember, this is the top 8 of drivers from the First Wars. Anything is anyone's game here. Jess with the better start. Benny trying to catch up. Round the corner for Jess. Good slam. Put Benny off his game. Jess brings it back to a 1-1. Look at this. Both landed to jump perfectly. Benny did a tiny bit of a skid. Lost control of his back tyres. And just couldn't get round Jess. On now with the next leg. It's currently sitting at 1-1. Benny Carlson with the inside lane advantage. Jess has proven that that doesn't really matter to her. She had the better start there. But Benny gets the mid-air overtake. And it's 2-1. Remember, if you take that curve perfectly, you do get a bit of a speed boost. Neither driver taking it perfectly there. No speed boost given there, but it is 2-1. On now with lap 4. Jess has got to win 2 on the trot to make it through. Benny's just got to cross the line once. Jess with the inside lane advantage with the better start. Benny, there's the speed boost we spoke about. With the perfect jump. Look at this. Bam! Lands perfectly. Perfect lane in there. Loses a bit of control, but it doesn't matter. It's 3-1 and Jess is finally out of the competition. Moving on now to the third round of the semi-finals. It's Eric Z in the Ford GT40 versus Dan Herman in the Roger Dodger. The Roger Dodger, never ever making it past the groups in any of our competitions before on this channel, has now finally made it all the way to the semi-finals and with the better start. Over the jump and around the corner for the Roger Dodger. Gets that little bit of a speed boost. It's 1-0 to Dan Herman. Are we going to see history in the making? Is the Roger Dodger finally going to advance onto a group, not a group final, a grand final I should say. However, Eric Z, that car didn't let him down when we did the failed King of the War tournament. But Dan Herman with the better start again. But Eric Z with that sweet overtake brings it back to a 1-1. Beautifully done there from Eric Z. Saw his opportunity. Dan Herman with a bit of a wobble there. Eric Z bumps him out of the way. Remember, you're only trading paint. And around the corner, it's now going to go on to lap 3. It's currently sitting at 1-1. 2 very, very talented drivers. The Roger Dodger finally setting up and bangs into Eric Z. I think it kind of put him off there. Let's take a look at this again. Look, Dink lands on there. I think he rolled. I think he's off on his wheels though. I'm not sure. We'll soon find out. He's not on his wheels. So that means Eric Z will go down the track by himself on the next lap. Dan Herman, of course, having to go to the pits. So Guido and Luigi can take a good look at him. So it does mean that Eric Z will go down by the track by himself. Pretty much guarantees you a leg unless you whiff it on the jump. And as you can see, ooh, he's going slow, but he's going to cross the line to make it 2-1. Like you said, it can be a bit harder when you're going down by yourself. You haven't got to worry about any drivers going down the track with you, but what you have got to worry about is yourself. Can you keep control of the car? Well, Eric Z proved that he could there, and he's now 2-1. Dan Harmon needs to bring it back over the jump, and I think he's got his wheels stuck. He twangs into Guido and Luigi. Eric Z smacks into Dan Harmon. I don't know if it's going to be recorded as a yellow flag. It is on the straight, so there's grounds for it to be a yellow flag, and it probably will be. And it is Dan Harmon. Oh, that's so unlucky on the man. He's getting a yellow flag despite getting his wheels stuck, and Eric Z knocks him on his roof. As you can see, we've managed to successfully build our little war side. Yeah, you see what I did there? Our war side report booth. As you can see, look, you've got people there keeping an eye on absolutely everything on our war side. And Eric Z goes down the track by himself, past Paraferme and the war side, and he brings it back. It's 3-1. He advances through to the grand final. We only have one spot left. Is it going to go to Glenn Harding in the Aston Martin or Matthew Harding in the Custom Auto? Battle of the Hardings. I don't think we've ever seen it on this channel before. We've been patiently waiting this day for it to happen. Alright, Battle of the Hardings. So, Glenn Harding gets round and makes it 1-0. What happened to Matthew Harding? Well, he took the outside lane and he knocked Matthew Harding onto his roof. Guido and Luigi there just looking in disbelief at what they just saw. Remember, Glenn Harding on this channel has won an event before. He'll be wanting to win the First Wars to be solidified as the Diecast Wars' first ever champion. Some tough competition though, already in the grand final. I can't call who's going to win this. It's 2-0 now to Glenn Harding. I think Matthew Harding is going to be making an early exit. Remember, Matthew Harding won our original championship on the channel when it first started. So Matthew Harding is wanting to go through to make it 2 for 2 on original championships. Gets the better start out of the two. Around the corner, I think he's got the speed boost as well. He has, he's gone. Brings it back to 2-1. Glenn Harding, I think, rolled his car. I'm not sure. He's either rolled his car or he got his wheel stuck. We'll soon find out in a second. And he has rolled his car, which means Matthew Harding gets a free run at the run. Oh, this is going to be good. He can bring it back to 2-2 here so long as he doesn't roll his car. Two ex-champions of this channel going at it. And it's what we love to see. Carnage, mayhem, devastation around the corner. And it's a speed boost again and perfectly down the middle. Matthew Harding brings it back to 2-2. Means we're going to have a last lap shootout. Whoever crosses the line next will advance through to the grand final to meet Carl Goodjohn, Benny Carlson and Eric Z. Matthew Harding out in front. Glenn Harding trying to get round. He's been put off his game, and Matthew Harding with the comeback to make it 3-2 takes the final spot in the grand final. He looked like he was going for an exit, but instead he's advancing. Look at that, and there is our 4 finalists heading into the grand final. And I can't call who's going to win this tournament now. Remember, we have now got in this lineup 2 ex-champions, a runner-up, and someone that could have become a champion if the event hadn't been cancelled. So, will it be Warside Season 5 champion Carl Sharky Goodjohn and the Lotus Esprit? Will it be Benny Carlson, the runner-up for Series 5, the third place, I should say, the third place finisher in the Cadillac Camargue? Will it be Eric Z, our Mexican Minister of Defense, in the Ford GT40? Or will it be the original Warside champion, Matthew Harding, in the Custom Auto? What a lineup we've got for the final, which is coming to you on Friday, where we will crown our first ever Diecast Wars champion. Who's your money on? Is your favourite still in the competition? Are you still in the competition? Are you watching how well you do? If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. We've got plenty more events still lined up to come. We've got our mojo back. And wow, we are just one episode away from crowning our first ever Diecast Wars champion. Don't you go anywhere because the final is action-packed.